Unable to connect to chat. Please connect. Please try connecting later. I don't know why my chat's not up. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buff. Alright, so let me turn on my Wi-Fi and see if this works. Now let's try this again. Okay, there y'all go. Let me know when y'all can see me now. I just reset my internet and I refreshed my page so I can see you guys now. What's good, Slim Bigsby? Spirit Incarnate was good. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Jamil. Joseph Wilson was good. Ruben, Western Goddess. Let me know y'all can see me. Okay, let me know if it's still buffering. I'm gonna give it a second before I start talking. Cause I had it connected to my Ethernet cord because I supposed to get a stronger signal that way. But it was telling me that it was buffering, so I connected to my Wi-Fi. So let me know. Y'all good? ZaZa going to be politically... Wait, what? What happened? What? What the hell? YouTube and this weirdo shit. I don't. It kicked me out, you guys. If you can still see me, I'm trying to find the damn live page. I don't even know where the video is. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hopefully, I'm back on. Let me know if you guys can see me. Okay, it's good. Raj Judah was good. Big Lee. Okay. I see and hear you fine. Okay, cool. It's working. All right, looks and sound fine. It's not buffering. We see you. All right, cool. So my page just shut off. I don't know how. I don't know why. But I'm back. and y'all can see me. What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? This is ZaZa Ali. Today is, what's today? Thursday, December the 10th. I pray that this message reaches you all in the best of health, spirit, and mind. I am doing great. It's too much. And let me just give a parental discretion, because I know a lot of parents. I want you to watch this and let your children watch this, but I'm giving a language advisory because it's just too much weirdo shit happening for me. And I have to address it, okay? So I'm just going to give a language advisory. Rashid, I don't know where you're watching me from, but I'm getting a lot of everybody saying that they can see me fine. So it might just be that you have to maybe refresh your page or close out your app and then bring it back up. If you guys have any issues where you can't see me, let me know. Send me a message in the chat room, and then I'll figure out if I need to do anything. But as far as my end, it looks fine. So today is Tuesday. Thank you. Tuesday, December the 10th. Right on. There's a lot of weird shit happening. And let me just let you guys know, there's a lot of things I would rather be talking about. Like, I try to steer away from talking about pop culture and about celebrities as much as I can, because the climate that we live in and the culture that we live in is not conducive to intellectual, stimulating conversation where we can come together and have a meeting of the minds, and people can see differing perspectives, and people don't want to fight and scratch eyes out, and you know what I'm saying? Like, people are very, 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 very involved with. I don't understand it. I do understand it, actually. These are variations of the savior complex and the savior worship. That's the context. And so we have taken, hold on, I gotta troll. So we have taken, you guys just excuse the people who stalk me. It's the craziest thing. We have this thing now where the savior aspect, we just transition from, whether it's white Jesus or Buddha or, whoever your famous leader of the day is, or whoever that savior complex. And some of that is because of the culture and religion, and some of that is because people are just running from themselves and will do anything possible to avoid having to take full 100%, 1,000% accountability of their lives. So they subconsciously and consciously find other things, other people, other entities, other energies to gravitate towards to help them to keep from running from themselves or having to face themselves. Okay. So I don't really like talking about this type of stuff. I'm just gonna be honest. And because I really, there's so many other things that I would prefer to talk about. And then I always get, coined as this anti-black woman, or I'm trying to tear other black women down. So I just avoided these conversations altogether. So if you feel like whoever tries to make that comment on my video, please understand there are 79,652 things that have happened in the past 365 days that has been weirdo shit that I've avoided talking about. So please put this in context, me talking about this particular subject. What breaks my heart and what reinforces my responsibility and makes me do these videos is because I know for a fact, and I listen and I watch, as women, as black women, celebrities, actresses, political pundits, social influencers, we are so negligent in how we are leading and guiding our daughters and the young women that are coming up behind us. It is insane how disrespectful we have become when it comes to them. And I always said, when I was a young woman, when I was 16 and 15 and watching the women growing up around me and really trying to find my way and realizing that these women were not the women that were in my direct vicinity, were not going to have my back, were not going to lead and help me in an appropriate manner. I always said to myself that I will never forget my role and my responsibility and my accountability to these young girls and these young women. So just let me be clear and emphasize this point. I already deleted him. He keeps coming back, Ruben. It's nothing I can do. It's just, these people have mastered the game of being on the sidelines, watching people on the field. I don't know what to say. Just ignore it. I always said that I prayed that I would not forget that I was a young woman trying to find my way, that I was, dealing with my own insecurities, that I was a magnet for a lot of energy from men that I didn't really know how to handle and how to circumvent when I was young. And just that whole world of trying to navigate, figure it out, growing up in the hood, dealing with females, dealing with the boys at the school, dealing with the older dudes that was driving past the school, dealing with the brothers in the community, dealing with the weirdo Arabs at the store who have negative, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that. Like it's a lot going on, right? So I always said and prayed, please don't let me become one of those people that forgets my responsibility and accountability. Now, segue into being a spiritual teacher and knowing and understanding why people who teach spiritual teachings, people who embody these higher levels of spiritual teachings, these higher levels of universal law, don't talk about this stuff because, number one, the energy that it comes with in being in that environment and being in that climate, the type of energy that you attract just from talking about it. And then two, what you focus on expands. From a quantum physics, spiritual science, deeper metaphysics understanding of the law, universal laws and spiritual laws, wherever it is that you are putting your observation on any particular subject, whether it's sex trafficking, whether it's dope dealing in the hood, whether it's racism, white supremacy, whether it's academics, whether it's, and I'm talking about from a negative perspective. Your attention to whatever it is that you're focusing on is what empowers and gives credence to whatever the subject matter is. So, with that in mind, I have to balance these things out, and I understand why a lot of spiritual teachers, and particularly women, don't really talk about this type of stuff because we don't really want to magnify it. I don't want to be talking about Lizzo. I see a very confused, very low vibration, very low self-esteem, hurting, traumatized woman crying out for attention. And what pisses me off is her peers, right? All of these people that have been promoting her, all of these people that have been bringing people to her attention, all of these people that have been shining a spotlight on her as an actress. I mean, not as an actress, as a performer, as a singer, as an entertainer. I have yet to see one particularly woman publicly not come out and ridicule her, not come out and shame her or make her feel embarrassed, but bring a balanced, well-adjusted conversation to the table. I have yet to see it. Everybody got Twitter, everybody got Facebook, everybody have all of these different social media elements. And I've yet to see any woman come forward and bring a balanced perspective to this. And even if they didn't speak directly to her, speak to the young women, speak to the young girls, and let them know this is not it. Now, I got a lot I want to say, but I'm not going to talk for long. Woman to woman, can I just give you young women and you sisters some game? And when I say game, I'm only using game as a reference point, right? We're not talking about manipulating men or taking money from men or getting men to, you know what I'm saying? Not that kind of game. I'm talking about woman to woman, just game on the interactions with the opposite sex. This shit is corny. And that's the only really way, that's really the only way I can say it. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only words that I have for you right now. I'd like to say it in a sweeter, kinder way, but I don't have that right now. This shit is corny. And as a woman, who understands the male-female dichotomy, as a woman who, you know, gets her fair share of male attention, as a woman who observes and studies men, past, present, all of that. There's a difference between attention and respect. And the thing that really upsets me about the whole stripper culture, I'm not judging, do whatever you do. Like, I'm not anti-stripper, you know what I mean? I'm not anti anything. But like, the way that these women promote this lifestyle, like, is such a amazing, wonderful, glorious, glamorous experience. Stop it. This is a dangerous environment. It is a gateway for prostitution. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in that culture and in that environment. And especially, San Francisco has a club called the Gold Room, I think it's called. This stripper club is, and I'm gonna make this all tie in, because I went from Lizzo to strippers. I'm gonna make this make sense in a second. There's upper echelon strip clubs where women go and they're, you know, they make a lot of money, and there's a certain type of clientele, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different type of energy, a different type of environment in those spaces, right? Then you have the hood clubs where anything goes, where, you know what I'm saying? It's a different type of clientele, a different type of energy. Now, mind you, I've never been in a strip club before in my life. So let me just put that into context. So everything that I'm saying is based on, I've had clients before that were strippers. I got homeboys. I'm a dude's girl. I got a lot of male homeboys. You know what I'm saying? So they talk to me all the time. They tell me everything that's going on, you know, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm trying to say is that this energy, this whole frequency, this leading with sexuality as females in this environment is dangerous. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the background that is very dangerous when it comes to regular average females living their lives. Now, if you have the ability to have the bodyguards and, you know what I'm saying, you go up on stage, you do your thing, and then you go back and, you know, you're swept off into Never Never Land where nobody really ever sees you, nobody has access to you, you live in a different world. These young females and these young sisters that are online, that are dropping it like it's hot, that's doing all of this madness on social media and opening themselves up to all of this crazy energy and this crazy attention, there's ramifications for your behavior. And I'm not just talking about you apply for a job 6 months from now and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, that they look you up on Facebook or social media and they're not going to hire you because of the way you represented yourself. That's a part of it. But I'm talking about energetically, when you lead, when you represent yourself with that energy, when that's how you introduce yourself to the world, there are ramifications for that shit. So it's so hypocritical to me as a culture right now. I'm talking about Black people in particular, that in one breath, we're talking about sex trafficking, we're talking about the Me Too movement, we're talking about the disrespect of Black women and women in general. And then in the next breath, half of our women are online representing themselves energetically. And you can do whatever you want to do. Don't get it twisted. I'm not the police of anything. I don't care how you live I do care, but it's your life. Live it. Do what you want to do. But I've seen so many women, beautiful women. And where I come up from, fine women was not, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in Oakland, like you grew up in the hood, you see fine women all the time, beautiful women all the time, curvaceous women all the time. Like it's, you know, we see it on social media now because we can see, you know, 1,000 of them opposed to the 5 that was in your community. But like, it's not an anomaly for women to be physically attractive. And so what's happening now is that the amount of ass shaking and pussy popping and sexually, because the only thing you have and the only thing that you're showing the world is your sexuality, right? Leading with that. I'm going to bring this in context, y'all. Just stay with me. The bar is getting higher for the type of shit that you have to do in order to get attention. And mind you, this is just a synthetic version of attention that these women are online clamoring for now. This is a very limited, there's nothing fulfilling about it. There's nothing soul stirring about it. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying, that is going to lift you up or make you feel better about yourself or bring any value to your life. You doing this shit for likes, for reposts, for reshares, for blogs. I saw on CNN today, CNN actually posted and did an actual article and a piece about this and this whole feminist rhetoric and all these, and I just have to speak freely. I don't know else how I don't understand. I don't know how else to do it. All of these women that are projecting sexuality and that are projecting this whole frequency and this sexual liberation and this freedom to do however you choose, but never being balanced about the conversation. Never telling young women, you might want to slow down a little bit. You might want to close your legs in the video. You might want to just be a little bit more classy with it. You might want to do less videos shaking your ass and more videos talking and giving people a better perspective of you. Because again, it's not just about the physical representation, although the physical representation is important. You can't objectify yourself and then get mad when the world treats you like an object, right? That's not how that works. But energetically, as an energetic being, as a woman, and listen, I have to say this, because I have to say this. We use this word queen so freely, right? We use this word queen so freely now. Black girl magic, right? I'm trying to monitor the chat room. Black girl magic, which is all warranted, right? Completely. But we still have not made the correlation of what it actually takes to be a queen, to rule a nation, to rule yourself. And the message that you have to convey and the message that you have to embody in order to own that. So, Black women, I'm talking to us specifically. If you were the first, and you were, if we are the mothers of civilization, and we are, if we are the closest to God by way of the creation process, and we are, doesn't that mean that our role and our responsibility is just a little bit higher than everybody else? That's the thing we don't really want to talk about. That's the thing that we... Ebony Knowledge, what's up? All right, I've seen a couple of comments that you, like, what's going on with you? Should you be here? Or do you want to be here? Is this the right space for you? I'm gonna let you decide before I block you. I don't know what's going on with you. Get your mind right or keep it pushing. I don't understand. We have a bigger role and a higher role and a level of accountability and responsibility. Now, let me back this up with universal laws, right? The Kybalion, and I've been re-saying the same thing over and over in my last messages. In the Kybalion, there is a passage that says, the further you are away from the center, the more in bondage you are. The closer you are to the center, the freer you are. Now, because you said what you said, now you can kick rocks. Go watch somebody that actually wants you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. My people get mad at me for being interrupted, for interrupting myself and talking to certain people in the chat room. But, you know, this is not a spiritual teaching video. This is just me having a conversation with you guys. Closer to the center, the further off you are from, the closer you are to truth. The further you are from your center, the more in bondage you are. That makes perfect sense. So if we as Black people, being the original people, whether you say we're from Africa or whether you say the indigenous people all, you know, had their specific land masses and wherever they are from, and they had different cradles of civilizations in those areas, I believe there's validity in both of those stories. I'm not a, you know, proponent of the Lucy. Anyway, let me not get into that. So if we are the original and the first, right? How is it possible that, hold on, I gotta send this text message. This came back too fast. Our role and responsibility and accountability is higher. That's why we suffer more. This is spiritual science. Because we are closer to the center, meaning more connected to the ancient teachings, even if it's not mentally, in our genetic coding, we have a deeper connection. Everybody knows this. So if we are closer in proximity to what we call the Creator, God, Allah, whatever your concept of understanding, the first people, right, who were here, that means we have a higher level of accountability and a higher responsibility. Should the world be looking at us for advice, for guidance? Check your phone. Should the world be looking to Black women for guidance? Should the world be looking at us as the staple, right? Y'all trollers is on your game. What's today? It's a Tuesday. Do you have a job? Shit. This is why I don't. This is why it's, yeah. So anyway. They never troll Lizzo though. That's what's so funny. So, my point. Being closer to the center means that you have a higher level of accountability and a higher level of responsibility. And you cannot just go free for all. This sexual liberation shit that we're experiencing right now with no guidelines, no guidance, no accountability, no balance, no, you know what I'm saying? No overseeing from elders, from women in the community, from women that have actually experienced this shit, from, you know, women who have been out on a stroll that know what this is like, that are telling you, no, this ain't it. from women who have been strippers that know what that shit is like, that's telling these young girls this ain't it. And these rappers and these Jadena, God, I have so much love for this brother. He just is really disappointing me. He put up a video of him and Cardi B in Lagos at the strip club. Like, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, first of all, your whole message and your whole the culture that you promote is about Africa, is about teaching, is about intellectualism. Why would you do that? You got black women on the ground scraping up $1 bills, and you think that shit is cute. You actually put this out for the world to see. And you got young girls and young women watching your channel, watching your content, trying to find themselves. That's the shit that irritates me. Whatever you do, nobody's judging you. But like, there's a lot, and I know young girls, and I've worked with young women that think that this is the way to go. That think this actually is, oh, okay, he's smart, he's fine, he's intellectual, this is what he's promoting. Let me try to see if this is something that I can, fit myself into. Let me try to see if I can attract that type of man because he's putting that type of energy out. So let me just reiterate to you young women and you young girls, because this is the whole point of this video. I'm not trying to reach Lizzo. She's a grown-ass woman. She's past 30. People say she got mental health issues. She might have mental health issues, or she might just be falling in line with the message that all of the other prominent women are promoting now, that all of these other women in the background in the culture, just like she put up a video of Rihanna and says, this is who I got it from. Well, can you tell her that's not true? Can you tell her that that's not an accurate response to her behavior? Human beings are an ecosystem, and I keep saying this. We don't want to take accountability for how our actions affect each other. Human beings are an ecosystem. The way that we see black women representing themselves, the way that we see black women in culture and music and film representing themselves, we're now promoting stripper culture and making it mainstream. Wait till 5 years from now. What do you think is going to happen 5 years from now? How you think these young women going to be representing themselves? The ones that are in college, the ones that are, you know what I'm saying, in high school. What do you think this is going to do to their psychology? The alpha upright man needs to be present to give order, correction, and guidance to the woman, not just only to protect and love and respect. Only beta males will allow this behavior. A lot of you beta males are the ones that are actually setting the agenda for this. And this is not against you. Please understand. But I have to really talk about what's really happening. Beta males are setting the tone for a lot of this culture. A lot of these dudes are beta males that are pretending to be alpha males. And no, this is not an agenda where men need to set the tone for anything. This is a problem that it's a 50-50 equation for the way that we represent ourselves as a culture, for the extreme promiscuity that's promoted in our music and in all of our different media outlets. But women need to take accountability for themselves, for our action, for our behavior, for the type of energy that we emit and the type of shit that we allow. Sorry. We do not like to talk about personal accountability. We do not like to, as a woman, I'm not pointing my finger at men and saying what men are doing, what men are not doing. I'm not waiting for no man to come guide me or teach me shit. And I got access to the greatest minds online and in this library and men that are in my life if I do need male guidance. But stop it. With all due respect, my brother. The days of, and that's part of the problem that men who are not well-rounded and emotionally stable and spiritually stable and right within themselves have been setting the tone and setting the standards for what women are doing. That's part of the process. Men, where you call them beta males, alpha males, I don't give a damn. Men have been setting the tone and setting the standard for how women see themselves, for what we think beauty is, for what we think is sexy and responsible. Listen, there are men that do not know how to have a appropriate and healthy relationship and conversation with women beyond sexuality. It's the most amazing thing to me. And I've had experiences, trust me, where I'm interacting with brothers just on some brother-sister shit, just on some friendship tip, whatever, that do not know how to have a healthy, sound conversation and interaction with a woman without turning it into something that has to do something with sex. Because a lot of these females are, again, I'm not just blaming it on women. Human beings are an ecosystem. We are an ecosystem. Our culture is an ecosystem. So what we think is just random interactions online and random interactions on social media, this shit is establishing what our culture is. This is establishing what our daughters are going to be looking to and aspiring to. I never in a million years would have thought that a woman that is beautiful and attractive and physically attractive would be standing in front of a camera and bending over and showing the crack of her ass. That makes no sense in my world. Why do you have to do that? The worst case scenario is that you're beautiful. Just beautiful. The best case scenario is your beauty and confident and intellectually and spiritually sound, and you got your life together, and you don't need anybody to do anything financially for you, and the only thing a man can come into your life and do is contribute and help you be a well-rounded human being. So again, let me reiterate to you women and to you sisters watching this, that shit is corny. I never in my life had to go out of my way to get men's attention like that, ever. And if I did, then I just wouldn't get it. There's a difference between attention and respect. Ain't no real man in his right mind looking at no female online, showing all of her ass and all of her goods, thinking, I respect her. She looks like wife material. That's not how this works. It's a lot of weirdo shit happening in our culture and in our community. Jadena just put himself in a weirdo category. You know what I'm saying? And I still think he's dope. But that type of shit is unnecessary. I cannot reiterate enough. There's a difference between a queen and a concubine. Throughout history, there have been women that specifically, whether it was because of their family, they grew up in a lower class family, or whether it was because they had a certain type of prowess in certain areas sexually. It's different now because we don't have monarchies, we don't have kingdoms. So now, whereas at one time women had to do certain things in order to keep themselves from having to live in pure poverty or be subject to all of the madness of the society, now women are actually choosing to be concubines, choosing this weirdo shit, choosing this whole frequency, and it's affecting the way men and women interact with one another. It's affecting the way other women see themselves. I don't know why Beyonce has a picture putting out. Why? You don't have to show your ass. It's not necessary. You are at the top of the pyramid in your particular field. And there's even a caveat for Beyonce, because she's selling products. Sex sells. Okay. She's selling a product. She made a connection. She made a business deal. She's using sex to promote Adidas and Blue Ivy, which she named after her daughter, which kind of is why it's weird to me. But okay, that's a business move. You got women now that are just coming online purely for the attention, purely for the sake of it, purely for the conversation piece, promoting sex and leading. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm so glad I didn't grow up in this environment. And I'm so glad that I got to see a world with social media. And I'm so glad that my confidence, that my self-esteem, that my self-worth does not revolve around or is not predicated on what men think about me, what men think about my body, what females think about my sexuality. None of that shit. You cannot tell me, and I saw the video that she did where she was talking about, oh, I am me and this is me, and you don't have the common decency to understand that you are in a public environment where there's children. And I saw people saying, well, if there weren't any children in there would be a problem. Yes, there would. I don't go to basketball games to see that type of shit. And a lot of y'all are hypocrites because if it wasn't her, if it was Tiana Taylor, a lot of y'all will be bigging that up. She doing that same type of weirdo shit on social media and in her shows all the time. And again, she handling her business, she getting her money. But like when it comes to the way we portray ourselves online and the impact that it's having on the culture, I don't know. We're in a free-for-all right now. We're in a free-for-all. And nobody really says anything until it becomes their daughter or until it becomes their niece or until it becomes somebody that's close to them. Then it's a problem. Everything in our culture is about sex right now. Everything in our culture is promoting promiscuity right now. And then we turn around and tell men that they're the problem. And yeah, some of them are. A lot of them are. Y'all follow a lot of them. Y'all follow these weirdos too that are very anti-black woman, anti-female. You feed into that energy. And then you turn around and look at Lizzo like she's a problem. So she's going to, I can guarantee you, all of the anti-black woman, all your favorite anti-black woman conscious champion is getting a major kick out of this type of shit. See, this is what black women are. See, this is how they represent the culture. See, this is the problem. This is what's wrong with our children. This is what's wrong with our community. So it's just a lot of loud shit happening all around us, and there's absolutely nothing that's moving the ball forward because we don't have enough black women that are coming to the table and letting these girls and these young women know that ain't it. This is weirdo shit. It's corny. It's game goofy. It does not make sense in any type of way. And for you young women, the best thing you can do right now if you're trying to build a social media platform, going to school, whatever it is that is your niche or your thing, be authentic. Be different. Don't criticize Lizzo. Just love her. Remind her she is a queen and to pull her coat and love black people. We are experts on love. We can do this. Stop blaming. Let's fix this shit. With all due respect, my beloved, pulling her coat is criticizing her. I haven't disrespected her in any type of way. I haven't said anything mean spirit to her. Except this is some weirdo shit. Because it is. She's 31. She's not 18. She can handle that. And she's putting herself out here. Out into this world. In a way that she is attracting a lot of negativity to her. That's what's so funny about all of this. How dare you put yourself out here for extreme criticism? You know what it's going to bring. And then turn around and turn the agenda back on other people for fat shaming. Or for slut shaming. We need criticism in our communities. That's part of love. We need discipline in our communities. That's part of love. We need guidelines and rules in place so that we don't get misled like we're being misled. That's love. I don't know what to... Like somebody needs to grab her, all of these people in her corner, all of these celebrities that love her, that have been promoting her, need to pull her to the side and tell her she needs to slow her roll. She needs help, clearly. And then they need to go online and make a public statement because you promoted her. You told the world that her music was fire, that she was the bomb, that she represented confidence, that she represented black girl magic. So everybody that's promoting that needs to publicly let our daughters and the women that are watching this shit know that this is unacceptable. Everybody. Otherwise, you are a proponent of this madness. And I get what people are saying. And I had a conversation with a brother the other day that was talking about what I had said about Cardi B. It's like, oh, we all grow at different paces. We need to be loving and compassionate. Don't be judgmental. But like, when you talk about people that come from the hood, people that have females who have been through the hood, females who have been through certain type of shit, you're not gonna soft flowery talk to them out of this madness. She's very excited over newfound fame. She lost it for a minute. Sometimes us people for color forget we are strong and beautiful. Yes, it's a pain in the ass to remind folks who we are, but we have to. That's not representing strong and beautiful when you do that type of thing. That's representing gutter, low level, low vibration, whole frequency, negative energy that's going to have a rippling effect, and that's going to cause something in her life energetically. And we're all going to be sitting back and talking about how it's a shame. Just like this young brother who just committed suicide. Everybody's talking about how sad this is, but we've been promoting the same type of shit that ended up in his demise. We promote it every single day. Black girls getting snatched off the streets, black women getting snatched off the streets, and it's sad, and you want to send me videos and tell me to tell people to watch out for white vans and vans with locks on them. Hypocritical, because this type of shit is happening we have a culture that promotes this type of shit. And we only want to get serious when somebody put up a video saying that somebody snatched them off the streets in an Uber car and now it's dangerous, when our whole entire culture promotes this fuckery. Come on, man. I hold black women too high of a standard. I have too much respect for us to keep doing this kid gloves thing. We got to stop it. We have to learn how to put ourselves first. Learn how to take the longer road and not take the easy road. Every woman that I know could have been a stripper. Every woman that I know can be a stripper right now. Every woman that I know can decide to go on a track and sell her body. Let's have a conversation about why we did not. The dangers that come with that shit. The reality of that world. I'm not trying to tear Lizzo down. This ain't even about her. She's not going to watch this video. This is for these young girls that are watching this, that are trying to find their way, that are trying to figure it out. And I'm not just talking about 15, 16, 17, 18. There's a lot of 25-year-old and 30-year-old and 35-year-old and 40-year-old lost women that have no idea who they are, that have no idea the power that they have as women with their mind and their spiritual faculty. That's my message. And if you want to be respected, that's not the way to go. I have a live tonight at 9 o'clock, a live Q&A for my Overcoming Anxiety workshop. If you're interested, click the link below and you can get access to that workshop as well as to the live. This is why I don't like talking about this stuff, because it doesn't move the ball forward. It doesn't change the trajectory. People don't take the conversation seriously. And it's just really, really frustrating to me, because I see what's happening to these girls. I see what's happening to these young women. We don't care as a culture about our daughters and our women, unless it's your daughter. That's when it's important. But looking at the trajectory of our culture and our history, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they're going to be pointing the finger and saying, you guys didn't stand up for us. You didn't look out for us. It's like me going online and putting up a video in East Oakland and showing dudes on the block selling drugs or breaking in people's houses, violating people. And I'm saying, well, this is the culture. This is what we had to do in order to get on. This is what y'all promoting. It's a culture of death. And I don't like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm at my wit's end, because when I read the comments, when I read the things that people have to say, do you not see how much support you have, ZaZa? I don't understand the question. When I see the way that women are reacting to this, the things that people are saying, oh, she represents body confidence. No, she represents self-esteem. She represents self-hatred. She represents the culture that we have that are teaching women that they should lead with their bodies and lead with their sexuality. And that's what matters. And that's what's going to get you put on. No, that's what's going to get you hurt. That's what's going to get you losing more of yourself, losing your self-esteem. That's what's going to get you 40, 50, 60 years old, regretting the things that you did in your past. That's what's going to get you in the arms and the hands of the wrong man. All it takes is the wrong dude. I don't care how much your parents love you. I don't care what kind of background you grew up in. All it takes is the wrong dude. You snorting coke, or you popping pills now, or you doing some shit that you normally would have never did, and now your parents can't reach you. Nobody can reach you, because you gone. That's it. That's all I gotta say. And I feel like I'm wasting energy at this point. Like, I feel like even trying to talk about this stuff at this point, because of the culture that we live in and the world that we live in, I feel like it's a waste of time. I honestly do. ZaZaAli.com is my website. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Peace and love.